Hi, I'm Baldwin Burgess. I'm here with Nilofer Merchant.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
We're in Monaco.
Amazing,
Don't
isn't
be
it?
too jealous.
It is. We're in Monaco. Fund Forum International 2013. The event in fund management, and this event there's increasingly, it's about big ideas, new ideas, and I'm really glad that I get a chance to speak to you because, you are one of those people that makes us think a bit better, a bit faster. It's the social era. I read your book. I love your book.
Thank you.
You give me a lot to think about. I recommend everybody to look at this book because what I like is the way you deconstruct organizations and then you take the individuals, and that combination is everything, isn't it?
Yes. The thing is that today people can now do what once only centralized large organizations could. And so the book is really taking apart how strategy works differently, how leadership works differently, and then what you might think about for your own career. So it's kind of a nice umbrella book, but a fast hour read. It's a Harvard Business Review press book. Yeah.
You're right, because actually I read it over the weekend.
Yeah.
I really like, and I think that's the right format. You deliver it in a few hours, and one of the things I really want to talk to you about is in our industry, in most industries, the consumers are ahead of the companies. And nothing is more true than our industry. I believe you put it where the consumers used to be at the end of the value chain, and now they're really leading it.
Yes.
And I think we have the same thing. The problem is we're trying to connect to a new generation, which is not only in the developed world, not only in US and Europe, but there's a few million people out there in developing countries that we're trying to connect to as an investment industry.
It's untapped potential,
I know,
right?
And we just we're trying to resonate with them. They don't know what a financial product is. They wouldn't know what a fund looks like. What should we do? How should we do this?
Well, I think first of all, figuring out how to listen really loudly to the marketplace would be a good place to start. I think the thing is sometimes we assume we should already know the answer, and then we go out because that's what we've been taught, right? Is we knew, the markets knew, businesses knew, and then they told with the biggest microphone they could find consumers what to do. And the opposite is now possible today. You can ask, what do you need? What are you concerned about? What are you trying to solve for? And listen very loudly to what it is they're saying back, and all of a sudden these people can help you inform the next product line, right?
And I think it's also a little bit about, I think we have to, in the organization, we sort of really have to trust each other more. If I understood correctly, a really cool concept was air sandwich.
Yes.
It's like that void between management and all the rest of the people, right?
Right.
I think maybe in our industry we also have to learn to sort of really let go of control and let people sort of search for a better connection with customers in a 360 way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the air sandwich is this idea, right, that when the top told the bottom what to do, or any sort of company tells the consumer what they want, it just creates a void. And just like any good sandwich, all the good stuff is missing, right? And so the question is, how do you actually have ability to listen to the marketplace? Leadership, here's a really interesting fact. 40% of leadership's effect is about listening, just within an enterprise. So think about your ability to influence the people who work with you, right? The same is true in the marketplace. Extend that idea out and say, what is it that I could be asking that would allow people to inform my thinking, to inform the products, to inform even how we deliver it. And so instead of assuming you need to know already, which is a very old architecture, thinking about how do I actually co-create value, which is about figuring out what is it you need, what is it I can offer, uniquely offer, and then starting to be really creative about that process. And that's opposite of what most of us have been taught, which is we want to know already. We want to know already, I should know. Well, how about we be a little bit more curious and find out what other people need? And then I think markets are unlocked.
That makes total sense, because you're right, because we've always been in the educational role, and sometimes I think we just have to understand the problems of individuals, how we can help them essentially gather wealth for the future, and it's really them telling us how they prefer to do that, right?
We've assumed for a long time that people didn't have the information they needed and we needed to know more than them, but in reality information is actually the one pervasive thing that has grown so much in the last 20 years. Today an average person has access to information that 20 years ago only the richest billionaire had access to. Think about what that means. So, somebody I know online, has actually done videos around social era, and they said there are no more stupid people. And I laughed when I saw that, because of course it points to such an obvious thing, which is there used to be informed people and uninformed people. And Google has fundamentally changed our ability to have access to information, which means all of a sudden you don't have to assume that there's one way to do something. You can find 998 ways to do things, right?
Absolutely. Wow, thanks for all that information. That's really good insight. So, the tools are there. We can use them. We have to learn to listen to the market, watch the market. Nilofer, thanks for those insights. Amazing.
Great to be here.